Hi, Mark Gilbert here. This video is entitled Find a Spiritual Need and Fill It. The overall purpose of this video is to encourage all of us to identify within this planet spiritual needs and to take our own responsibility and role for ensuring that they're met. So to that end, there's two key points I want to make in this video. One is, what do we mean by a spiritual need? And secondly, whose needs are we talking about and how can we go about helping to meet them? So to that end, let's get going. Now, when I use that phrase, find a spiritual need and fill it, it really comes from an idea that I was taught many years ago in a creative problem-solving class. The particular instructor I had at that time was encouraging us to find ideas that we could bring out to the world. And he said, if you really want to express your creative talents in a unique and the highest level of way, is to look out at this world and identify the needs that people have and to find a way to fill them, to use your creative mind to fill those needs. Now, he was obviously talking about a lot of worldly needs, and so his phrase was find a human need and fill it. I flipped it a little bit to say spiritual need because I want to reference the fact that I want to look at the needs that are beyond simply human needs. So what do we mean by spiritual needs? Well, ultimately, all needs are spiritual in some context because in my way of thinking, the world is this vast oneness. We are spiritual beings moving through a human experience. Hence, even our human needs have a spiritual component to them. So human needs are spiritual needs in their essence. But for the purposes of this video, I'm really making a distinction between needs that are tied to the material world in which we live and move and the spiritual needs or non-material needs that transcend this world of form, this world of matter. So in a sense, we're looking at those needs that are somewhat higher in their level. Now, there's a lot of motivational theories about human needs, and I personally like to reference Maslow's hierarchy because it makes the most sense to me. But there are other human needs levels as well. And whenever you look at any of them, you can sort of parse the needs that they identify for humans as falling into those that are addressing physical world concerns and those that are addressing concerns that tend to transcend the world, this material world. And so it's these over here that I'm really considering to be quote unquote spiritual needs. What are some of these needs? Well, obviously the desire to be in a sense of flow, the desire to have a sense of greater connectedness to others or to the world, a sense to tie into something transcendent, to have a feeling of an existence that transcends this world of matter and know that there's a higher state of life available to us. And yes, it could encompass some of the so-called religious needs that people have if they fall into these categories, although a lot of religious needs can also fall into the world of form needs, the material needs as well. So I'm really addressing sort of transcendent, non-physical needs and our desire to focus on these in the higher realm and the higher scheme of things. So that's what I mean by spiritual needs. Now, whose needs are we talking about in terms of meeting these needs? Well, in my mind, there's two people. The first one is you, and it's me for me. It's looking at your own life and your own experiences and saying, where are there areas of my life that I have needs and desires that are unmet? Now, yes, we can lay them out and say there's a lot of physical world needs that we each have, but what I'm focusing or trying to get you to do is to shift your attention or focus to these non-material needs, these spiritual needs that I'm referencing. And to the degree that we can begin focusing on these transcendent needs, the needs for self-actualization, the need to feel love and to be loved, the need to be connected to others and so forth, the more we can focus on those needs, the more we are called to be a higher, a beneficial presence on this planet. And as we meet these needs, we're also called to be of service because as we start moving to these higher needs, we start understanding at the essence of our soul that everything in this universe is interconnected, that every person that's walking the planet out there is our brother and sister, that we are all connected in this vast array of oneness. And so to that end, once I understand that you and I are one, then I wish through the essence of my soul to be of service, to assist you in living the most full life that you can. When you get to that point, then you become concerned about my fully fulfilling my desire to be the highest expression of who I can be. And that's that transcends to everything. In fact, we can talk about it being a higher levels of care and concern for more and more people. And that includes not only ourselves, but cascading out to those in our friends and family and our country, and eventually the world and every sentient being and everything on this planet. So ultimately, we're seeking the highest and best for all that is. So that is where we're going. But how can we go about doing that? How can we meet our spiritual needs and help others to meet their spiritual needs as well? Well, here's a few ideas for you, and this is by no means a complete and exhaustive list. It's just to get your mental juices flowing on the possibilities for you. One is to simply ask. Once is to ask somebody how you can assist them, or what their spiritual needs are. Have a dialogue or a conversation with them about that topic, and simply ask them, where are you having unmet spiritual needs at this moment in your life, and is there anything I can do to assist you? The other thing that you can do is just to be a beneficial presence. That is, to walk around this planet in a way that is a model of the highest moral values, somebody that people will look at and say, I aspire to be like that person. This person that I am seeing gives of themselves. They have high care and concern for other people. They seem to be walking and moving in this life with a heart of love, guiding all of their actions. If we can take that sense of being the most beneficial presence that we can be on the planet, then we, through that, are modeling an action for others as something to aspire to as the highest of their individual callings as well. So there's a couple of ideas. Ask people and be that beneficial presence. And the final thing is to be love. To be an individual who looks out at this world, this interconnected world of all it is, and be a force for love. That is, exude love in all of your actions, give love to other people, see the love in all of the worldly events. It doesn't mean not to have healthy boundaries when people push against you or cause you harm or try to or anything like that. But it is holding that consciousness of love in all of your actions in the world. And the more that you can do that, the more that you are going to uplift people and you're going to assist them in their needs. One final point on this is to simply say it can also be being of service in material needs, because we can think about this, that a person is, when they meet their material level needs, that frees them up to focus on needs like self-actualization and self-transcendence. So if you have somebody who is homeless or hungry or has concerns about their safety or security, anything that we can do in the world that helps free them from concerns about worldly things allows them to be free to focus on higher things. So ultimately, assisting people with worldly needs can be a means of assisting a person with their spiritual needs as well. In any case, I hope this video has been beneficial. If you have appreciated it, I would love if you would subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up, leave me a comment on YouTube or anywhere that you're watching this particular video. Leave me your ideas for how other ways that we can find a spiritual need and fill it. Thank you. Till next time.